Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at 10 Game Boy hidden gems that you should have in your Game Boy collection. First up is Lock and Chase. Lock and Chase may seem like a clone to Pac-Man, but it is much more than that. This game has you being chased by police while trying to get as much coins of the bank as possible. The biggest difference from Pac-Man is that you can lock up policemen, which can make it easier for yourself. This game also came out on other platforms, but this is the best version out of them. Next up we have is Balloon Kid. Balloon Kid is a sequel to Balloon Fight. In this game, you take control of Alice, which has to save her brother. If you've played the Balloon Trip mode on Balloon Fight, this should be very familiar to you. Next up, we have is Konami's answer to Excitebike on the Game Boy, Motocross Maniacs. Couple differences from Excitebike is that instead it's perfectly 2D, and also that you can go on loops and of course go on ramps with the speed. If you like Excitebike, you should definitely check out this game. Next up we have is Revenge of the Gator. Revenge of the Gator is by HAL Laboratories, which is well known for the Kirby series, and a lot of other games on the Game Boy. This is actually a phenomenal game, and it's one of the best hidden gems on the Game Boy. It's a fun pinball game that will definitely help pass the time. Next up, we have Super RC ProAm. This game by Rare is the handheld version of RC ProAm on the NES. In this game, you take control of a car and you have to race around. It's pretty basic, but it's a very fun game. And if you like racing games on the Game Boy, this is one that you should pick up. Next up, we have Solar Striker. Solar Striker is a vertical shoot 'em up for the Game Boy. In this game, you take control of a ship and you have to shoot all the way into the ending boss. It's one of the less popular games, but definitely is one that you should have in your collection. Next up we have Kiks. Kiks was developed by Taito and Nintendo. Overall, what you have to do in this game is make sure that you have the most percentage of the board. While also doing that, you have to make sure that the Kiks doesn't come and cut your line off. Next up, we have its R-Type. R-Type by IREM, which came out in 1991, is a side-scroller shooting up. In this game, you of course can take control of a ship, and you have to try to shoot down all the bad guys. This is a fantastic game on Game Boy, and one that you should definitely have in your collection. Next up, we have is Quark. Quark is a puzzle game developed by Konami. This wonderful game has you shooting blocks out of the cannon at the bottom by making squares or rectangles. The bigger the rectangle, the more points you get. And I believe this is the most underrated game on the Game Boy. Next up, we have is Quark. Quark by Acclaim is a puzzle game where you have to push blocks and other items around to try to get Quark to the end. There's a whole bunch of interesting, intricate puzzles in the game. Each one gets harder and harder as it goes. But overall, this is a fun game and should definitely be in your collection. And if you like puzzle games, this is the game for you. Anyway guys, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this video that we took a look at a lot of awesome underrated games for the Game Boy. Anyway, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!